Ambassador Lyra Winters stood at the vast observation deck of the Galactic Council's headquarters on Centauri Prime, her reflection ghosting against the reinforced glass as she watched ships from 100 different worlds glide past. Behind her carefully maintained diplomatic smile lay decades of secrets, weighing heavily on her shoulders. For 50 years, Earth had maintained its image as the galaxy's perpetual mediator, the peaceful world that never built warships, never raised armies, and never showed anything but unwavering dedication to diplomatic solutions. Ambassador Winters, a gravelly voice called out. High Counselor Dracath of the Orion Collective approached, his crystalline form catching the light of the nearby star. Another exemplary presentation on Earth's humanitarian efforts. Your world's dedication to peace is admirable. Lyra detected the slight condescension in his tone, the same tone she'd heard countless times from other species who viewed Earth as naive, weak, or both. Thank you, High Counselor. Earth believes in leading by example. As she engaged in diplomatic small talk, her neural implant quietly recorded everything, transmitting encrypted data back to Earth's hidden command center, deep beneath the Pacific Ocean. Every conversation, every subtle gesture, every hint of potential threat was analyzed and catalogued. Miles beneath Earth's surface, Director Marcus Reinhard watched the transmission from Ambassador Winters in his office within Project Prometheus. The massive underground complex stretched for hundreds of miles, housing Earth's greatest secret, the most advanced military force the galaxy had never seen. Status report on the Hyperion-class vessels. Reinhard asked, his voice echoing in the cavernous command center. Colonel Diana Jew, his second-in-command, pulled up a holographic display. The first 5 ships are complete. The quantum drive cores are functioning at 300% above our initial projections. The biomechanical neural interfaces are fully operational, and the adaptive shield technology has exceeded all stress tests. Reinhard nodded, his weathered face illuminated by the blue glow of countless displays. For 3 generations, Earth had maintained its peaceful facade while secretly preparing for the possibility of war. They had discovered the remnants of an ancient civilization buried deep within Earth's crust, technology so advanced it had taken decades just to understand its basic principles. And the Phantom Protocol, he asked, referring to their most crucial defense system. Fully operational, Jew replied. All 19,000 satellites are in position, cloaked and ready. If anyone tries to launch a serious attack against Earth, they'll find out too late that their sensors have been lying to them for years. In another section of the facility, Dr. Victor Petrov supervised the final calibration of the quantum weapon arrays. His team had spent 15 years perfecting weapons that could target ships through subspace, rendering traditional shields useless. They had never been tested in actual combat, but simulations suggested they could disable a capital ship with a single shot. Dr. Petrov, one of his assistants called out, we're detecting unusual activity in the Zephyrian Empire's border region. Their fleet movements don't match their reported patrol patterns. Victor frowned, studying the data. The Zephyrians had been growing more aggressive lately, pushing boundaries, testing responses. They were warriors who respected only strength, and they had long viewed Earth as a primitive world hiding behind diplomatic niceties. Meanwhile, in the diplomatic quarter of New Geneva, Ambassador Winters attended another round of meetings with various galactic representatives. The Zephyrian ambassador, Corthan, was particularly aggressive today. Earth's continued refusal to contribute to the galaxy's mutual defense is becoming problematic, Corthan stated, his scaled face unreadable. Perhaps it's time your world showed some real commitment to galactic security. Lyra maintained her peaceful demeanor, even as her implant registered elevated threat patterns in Corthan's speech. Earth contributes in many ways, Ambassador. Our medical technology saves millions of lives across the galaxy every year. Our environmental restoration techniques have rehabilitated dozens of damaged worlds. Yet you build no ships, train no warriors, and hide behind the protection of others, Corthan countered. Some might see such behavior as suspicious. Back in Project Prometheus, Reinhard watched the exchange with growing concern. The Zephyrians were pushing harder than usual, and their fleet movements suggested they might be preparing for something more than mere intimidation. Colonel Jew, he called out, increase surveillance on the Zephyrian fleet. Something doesn't feel right. In her private quarters that evening, Lyra reviewed the day's events. Her diplomatic role was crucial, maintaining Earth's peaceful image while gathering intelligence on potential threats. But lately, the facade was becoming harder to maintain. More species were questioning Earth's passive stance, seeing it as weakness rather than wisdom. She opened a secure channel to Reinhard. Director, the Zephyrians are escalating their rhetoric. They are not just dismissive anymore, they are becoming openly hostile. Understood, Reinhard replied, his voice tight with concern. We've detected unusual energy signatures from their fleet. They might be preparing for something significant. Should we consider implementing the Revelation Protocol? Lyra asked, referring to their contingency plan for revealing Earth's true capabilities. Not yet, Reinhard answered. But alert our sleeper agents throughout the galaxy. If the Zephyrians are planning something, I want to know before they make their move. As the galactic day cycle drew to a close, Earth's hidden forces remained vigilant. In underground bases, advanced warships waited in massive caverns. In orbital platforms cloaked from the most sophisticated sensors, weapon systems stood ready. And in the hearts and minds of Earth's defenders, a single question lurked: how much longer could they maintain this facade of peace? The answer would come sooner than anyone expected. As Lyra prepared for another day of diplomatic maneuvering, she received an urgent alert from Earth's deep space monitoring network. The Zephyrian fleet was moving in unusual patterns, and encrypted communications between their ships had increased by 300%. The time of peace was drawing to a close, and Earth's greatest deception was about to be exposed. The only question was, would they reveal their power on their own terms, or would the galaxy force their hand? In the depths of Project Prometheus, Reinhard stood before a massive holographic display of the galaxy, watching as red dots representing Zephyrian warships moved in what could only be attack formations. Earth had played the role of the peaceful observer for generations, but he knew better than anyone that peace was only valuable when backed by the strength to defend it. The facade of tranquility was about to shatter, and the galaxy would soon learn that they had gravely underestimated the quiet world they had dismissed for so long. Chief Engineer Kira Patel stood in the crystalline chamber deep beneath the Himalayas, her dark eyes fixed on the pulsing core of ancient technology before her. The artifact, discovered 20 years ago, still defied many of their attempts to understand it fully. Its surface rippled like liquid metal, casting an ethereal blue glow across their vast underground laboratory. Running simulation sequence Delta 9, she announced, her voice steady despite the tension in the room. Around her, dozens of scientists and engineers monitored arrays of quantum computers, each processing petabytes of data per second. Dr. Rajesh Malhotra, her mentor and head of the Ancient Technologies Division, watched from the observation deck. Energy signatures are stable, Kira. Proceed with the integration test. The chamber hummed as Kira initiated the sequence that would attempt to merge their modern technology with the ancient artifact. They had discovered hundreds of similar devices buried deep within Earth's crust, each one a piece of a puzzle left behind by a civilization that had vanished millions of years ago. Integration at 10%, she reported, watching as tendrils of energy began to flow between their quantum matrices and the artifact. 20%, 30%. Suddenly, the artifact pulsed with unprecedented intensity. Holographic symbols erupted from its surface, filling the chamber with cascading streams of alien data. This is new, Kira breathed, her fingers flying over the control interface. The artifact is responding to our quantum signatures in a way we've never seen before. It's teaching us. In another section of their vast underground complex, Captain Thaddeus Drake led his elite team through a training simulation. The Neural Enhancement Chamber, or NEC, allowed them to experience combat scenarios with all 5 senses, pushing their augmented bodies and minds to the limit. Contact left. Lieutenant Olivia Chen called out, her cybernetically enhanced reflexes allowing her to dodge energy bolts that would have vaporized an unaugmented human. The team moved with inhuman precision, their movements choreographed by years of training and neural synchronization. Drake watched his team execute maneuvers that would have seemed impossible just a decade ago. The ancient technology they discovered hadn't just given them advanced weapons, it had allowed them to push the boundaries of human potential itself. Above ground, in the supposed research facility that served as their cover, Dr. Malhotra received an urgent communication from Ambassador Winters. The Zephyrians are making their move, her holographic image reported. They've just demanded access to Earth's scientific facilities for inspection. They claim they have evidence we're violating the Galactic Non-Proliferation Treaty. Malhotra's expression remained neutral, but his hands tightened on the desk. How much time do we have? They are giving us 48 hours to comply, or they'll bring their concerns to the full Galactic Council. In the artifact chamber, Kira was oblivious to the diplomatic crisis unfolding above. The ancient device had begun revealing secrets that made her previous breakthroughs seem trivial. Dr. Malhotra, she called out, you need to see this. The artifact isn't just showing us technology, it's showing us history. Their history. Holographic images filled the chamber, showing a civilization that had reached heights humanity had only dreamed of. But there was something else in the images, warnings, desperate messages left behind by those who had come before. They were preparing for something, Kira whispered, watching as the images showed vast fleets and weapons of unimaginable power. They knew something was coming, something that threatened not just their civilization, but all life in the galaxy. Dr. Malhotra's face grew grave. The same threat might still be out there. This is why they left their technology behind, not just as a legacy, but as a warning and a gift to whoever came after them. The revelation was interrupted by an alert from the facility's quantum detection grid. Multiple Zephyrian vessels have entered the Sol system, the AI announced. Their energy signatures suggest they are running active scanning protocols. In the training facility, Captain Drake's team was immediately recalled from the NEC. This isn't a drill, he informed them, his cybernetic eye displaying tactical data. We're implementing Darkness Protocol. All evidence of our advanced technology must be secured or destroyed before they can detect it. Kira worked frantically to document everything the artifact was revealing while preparing it for emergency shutdown. We can't lose this data, she insisted as her team began the containment procedures. This isn't just about Earth's defense anymore, it's about understanding what happened to them, what they were fighting against. Above the planet, Earth's hidden defensive satellites remained invisible to the Zephyrian scanners, their quantum cloaking technology far beyond anything the galaxy's current civilizations could detect. But maintaining the deception was becoming harder with each passing moment. Multiple scanning beams are attempting to penetrate the facility's outer layers, the AI reported. Current countermeasures are holding, but they are using increasingly sophisticated detection methods. In his command center, Director Reinhard received simultaneous updates from every section of the facility. The Zephyrians were being more aggressive than anticipated, and their scanning technology was more advanced than intelligence had suggested. Dr. Malhotra, he called, what's the status of the artifact? We're seeing unprecedented activity, Malhotra replied. It's as if it's responding to the Zephyrian presence. Kira's made more progress in the last hour than we have in months. In the artifact chamber, Kira watched in amazement as new data streams emerged. This isn't just weapons technology, she realized. They left us everything, their history, their culture, their understanding of the universe itself. And she paused, her eyes widening, coordinates. Coordinates to what? Malhotra demanded. To other facilities, Kira answered, her voice filled with wonder. Not just on Earth, but throughout the galaxy. They didn't just leave their legacy here, they scattered it across thousands of worlds, waiting for someone to find it, to understand it, to use it. The implications were staggering. Earth wasn't just protecting its own secrets, it was guarding the legacy of a civilization that had seen something coming, something terrible enough to make them hide their most advanced technology throughout the galaxy. As the Zephyrian ships moved closer to Earth, tension mounted throughout the hidden facility. They were rapidly approaching a point of no return. Either Earth would maintain its facade of peaceful weakness, potentially losing access to crucial discoveries, or it would have to reveal its true nature to the galaxy. In the artifact chamber, Kira made her decision. Dr. Malhotra, she called out, I think I know why they left all this for us to find. They weren't just leaving weapons or technology. They were leaving us a choice, the same choice they had to make. Do we hide in the shadows, or do we stand and fight? The ancient artifact pulsed once more, its light filling the chamber with an almost sentient awareness. Whatever the Zephyrians thought they might find on Earth, they had no idea what truly waited beneath its peaceful surface. The only question was, when would they find out? Fleet Commander Jun Nakamura stood in the massive underground hangar of Earth's hidden naval facility beneath the Pacific Ocean, watching as engineers made final adjustments to their Hyperion. The warship was unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen, a perfect fusion of humanity's innovation and the ancient technology they'd discovered. Its hull seemed to breathe, the biomechanical surface adapting and shifting like living metal. "Status report," he commanded, his augmented vision scanning the ship's quantum signatures. Lieutenant Commander Raynor Davies stepped forward, her dark skin illuminated by the ship's pulsing energy field. "The Hyperion's neural interface is fully operational, sir. All weapon systems are primed, and the quantum drive is running at optimal capacity. She's ready." A holographic alert materialized beside them, Director Reinhardt's face tight with concern. "Commander, the Zephyrian fleet has taken up attack positions around our outer defense perimeter. They've issued their final ultimatum. We have 1 hour to allow their inspection teams full access to our facilities." Nakamura's jaw tightened. "They are not here for an inspection. Intelligence suggests they've already deployed ground teams. They are looking for an excuse to strike." In the Global Defense Council's secure chamber beneath Geneva, Earth's highest-ranking military and civilian leaders gathered for what might be their final secret meeting. The massive round table was ringed with holographic displays showing the positions of both Earth's hidden fleet and the Zephyrian warships. Defense Minister Helena Rossi stood at the head of the table, her silver hair framing a face hardened by decades of maintaining Earth's greatest deception. "We all knew this day might come. The question now is, do we maintain our facade and risk losing everything we've built, or do we show the galaxy exactly what we're capable of?" General Thomas Blackwood, commander of Earth's ground forces, leaned forward. "The Zephyrians have already infiltrated teams into major cities. Our quantum sensors detected their stealth ships breaking atmosphere 6 hours ago. They are not here to inspect, they are here to seize anything they find. In orbit, cloaked by technology centuries ahead of anything the galaxy possessed, Earth's defense platforms tracked every movement of the Zephyrian fleet. Their ships were impressive by galactic standards, massive dreadnoughts bristling with energy weapons and torpedo tubes. But compared to what Earth had secretly developed, they were primitive." Commander Nakamura received the alert just as he was boarding the Hyperion. Multiple Zephyrian ground teams detected approaching restricted areas. "They are using some form of advanced cloaking technology." "Not advanced enough," Lieutenant Commander Davies responded, putting up detailed scans. "Our quantum sensors can track their every move. They have no idea we can see them." In the ancient technology chamber, Kira Patel worked frantically with Dr. Malhotra to decode the final warnings left by the long-vanished civilization. "There's more here," she insisted, her fingers flying over holographic controls. "They are not just warning us about external threats, they are warning us about ourselves, about the responsibility that comes with this power." The artifact pulsed again, projecting images of devastating weapons and their consequences. "They had the power to dominate the galaxy," Dr. Malhotra observed, "but they chose to hide it instead. They must have had a reason." The crisis reached its breaking point when a Zephyrian team, thinking themselves undetected, attempted to breach the outer defenses of Project Prometheus. They made it exactly 3 steps past the perimeter before Earth's automated defense systems activated. In the Defense Council chamber, Minister Rossi received the alert. "They've made their move. The Zephyrian ambassador is already broadcasting accusations of illegal weapons development to the Galactic Council." General Blackwood's expression was grim. "We have to make a decision now. Our sensors detect their fleet powering up weapon systems. They are not waiting for the Council's response." Commander Nakamura stood on the Hyperion's bridge, watching the tactical displays. His ship, along with 30 others like it, remained hidden in massive underwater hangars, ready to launch at a moment's notice. All crews are at battle stations, Davies reported. Quantum drives spooled and ready. The next few minutes would change the course of galactic history. In orbit, the Zephyrian fleet commander, believing he faced a defenseless planet, gave the order to begin their protective intervention. Their first warning shots were designed to demonstrate overwhelming force, to show Earth the futility of resistance. The energy beams never reached their targets. In the Defense Council chamber, Minister Rossi stood up. "They've fired on Earth. We are now authorized to implement the Revelation Protocol. May whatever gods exist have mercy on them, because we will not." Commander Nakamura received the authorization code he had trained years for but hoped never to use. "All ships, prepare for emergency surface deployment. Activate quantum shields and weapons systems. Today, we show the galaxy why Earth has remained peaceful for so long." The ocean began to churn as massive doors opened in the seafloor. The Hyperion rose first, water cascading from its living hull as it broke the surface. Across the planet, similar scenes played out as Earth's hidden fleet emerged from underground bases, underwater hangars, and mountain fortresses. In orbit, the Zephyrian fleet's sensors suddenly went haywire. Where moments ago they had detected no significant military presence, now their screens were filled with ships unlike anything they had ever encountered. The Hyperion led the charge, its quantum drives leaving trails of distorted spacetime as it ascended through the atmosphere. "All ships, maintain defensive positions only," Nakamura commanded. "Let them fire first. Let the galaxy see who the aggressors are." The Zephyrian fleet commander, faced with technology his sensors couldn't even properly analyze, made the mistake Earth's leaders had anticipated. He ordered his ships to open fire with everything they had. The battle that followed would be remembered for centuries as the moment the galaxy learned the truth about Earth. The Zephyrian weapons, considered among the most powerful in known space, splashed harmlessly against the Hyperion's quantum shields. The energy was not just absorbed, it was redirected, channeled, and transformed. "They've made their choice," Nakamura said quietly. "Lieutenant Commander Davies, you may return fire. Single shot, minimal power. Let's show them what they're dealing with." The Hyperion's main weapon, a quantum lance that drew power from the fabric of space itself, fired a single, precise beam. It passed through the Zephyrian flagship's shields as if they didn't exist, slicing the massive vessel in half with surgical precision. In the Defense Council chamber, the leaders of Earth watched as their greatest secret was finally revealed. "Send the message to all Galactic Council members," Minister Rossi ordered. "It's time they learned why we chose peace for so long. Not because we were weak, but because we knew the responsibility that came with true power." As the Zephyrian fleet frantically regrouped, trying to comprehend what they faced, Commander Nakamura opened a channel to all ships in the system. "This is Commander Jun Nakamura of the Earth Defense Fleet. You have fired upon a peaceful world, thinking us defenseless. You were wrong. You have one chance to withdraw. There will not be a second." The galaxy was about to learn that the most dangerous force in the universe was not the one that brandished its weapons openly, but the one that had the wisdom to keep them hidden until they were truly needed. Strategic Commander Nikolai Volkov stood at the quantum command interface of the Orbital Defense Network, his cybernetically enhanced mind processing battlefield data from across the solar system. The Zephyrian fleet, still reeling from the destruction of their flagship, had called for reinforcements. Their desperate signals had been intercepted by Earth's quantum communication array long before they reached their destination. "Multiple hyperspace signatures detected," reported Major Iris Wong, her hands dancing across holographic controls. "The Zephyrian Empire is deploying their entire third battle fleet. 87 capital ships, 230 support vessels." Volkov's expression remained steel-cold as he assessed the tactical display. "They still think this is about numbers," he said, his Russian accent thick with contained fury. "Let them come. It's time to show the galaxy what Earth has become." In the depths of space, reality itself seemed to tear as the Zephyrian reinforcements arrived. Their ships were impressive by any standard measure, massive constructs of advanced alloys and energy weapons, each one capable of reducing a continent to ash. They formed up around the remnants of the First Fleet, their weapons charging. Admiral Krasthul, Supreme Commander of the Zephyrian forces, broadcast his message across all frequencies. This is your final warning. Earth has violated countless treaties by concealing military technology. Surrender now, and the Zephyrian Empire will be merciful. In response, Strategic Commander Volkov activated Earth's full defensive grid. Across the solar system, thousands of previously invisible satellites and defense platforms shimmered into existence. Each one contained weapons that made the Zephyrian arsenal look primitive by comparison. Battle Group Artemis, move to engage, Volkov commanded. Commander Nakamura's Hyperion led the charge, accompanied by 5 other ships of the same class. Their quantum drives bent space around them, making their movements appear almost supernatural. Sir, Major Wong called out, the Galactic Council is broadcasting emergency sessions. Our revelation has thrown the entire galaxy into chaos. The Andromedan Confederation is mobilizing their fleet, and the Centaurian Alliance has declared a state of emergency. Let them watch, Volkov replied. They've all underestimated Earth for too long. Major, activate the Chronos Protocol. Throughout the solar system, hidden quantum beacons activated. These devices, based on the ancient technology Earth had discovered, could manipulate the very fabric of space-time. The Zephyrian fleet found their carefully planned formation disrupted as local space began to twist and distort around them. Admiral Krasthul's voice crackled through the comm again, this time with an edge of panic. What sorcery is this? Our navigation systems are failing. The battle that followed would be remembered for generations as the moment the galaxy's balance of power shifted forever. The Hyperion and its sister ships moved through the distorted space as if it were natural, their quantum drives allowing them to exploit the artificial anomalies. Target their command and control systems only, Volkov ordered. Minimal casualties. This is a demonstration, not a massacre. Earth's ships struck with surgical precision. Quantum beams sliced through Zephyrian shields as if they were paper, disabling weapons and engines without destroying the vessels themselves. The massive Zephyrian dreadnoughts, pride of their empire, found themselves helpless against an enemy they couldn't even properly detect. In the Galactic Council chambers, Ambassador Winters stood calmly as chaos erupted around her. Representatives from 100 worlds shouted questions, demands, and threats. The holographic displays showed the battle in real time, Earth's advanced ships dancing through impossible maneuvers as they systematically disabled the most powerful fleet in known space. How long, demanded the Andromedan representative, his crystalline form vibrating with anger. How long has Earth possessed this level of technology? Long enough to know why we kept it hidden, Winters replied, her voice carrying across the chamber. Long enough to understand the responsibility that comes with such power. Back in the solar system, the battle had become a rout. The Zephyrian fleet's formation had completely collapsed, their ships scattered and disabled. Admiral Krasthul's mighty flagship drifted powerless, its weapons and engines shut down by weapons he couldn't comprehend. Tactical analysis complete, Major Wong reported. 87% of the Zephyrian fleet has been neutralized. No casualties reported. The remaining vessels are attempting to retreat. Volkov nodded, satisfied. Allow them to withdraw. They've learned their lesson. Now for Phase 2. He opened a channel to Earth's hidden facilities across the planet. All bases, execute Emergency Protocol Omega. Show them everything. Across Earth, massive hidden installations began to reveal themselves. Mountains split open to reveal shipyards building vessels that put the Hyperion to shame. Oceans parted as underwater bases rose to the surface, their quantum shields causing water to flow around them like liquid glass. In orbit, Earth's true defensive network became fully visible. Thousands of satellites and battle stations, each armed with weapons that could reshape reality itself, formed a web around the planet. The quantum shields that had hidden them for so long dissolved, revealing defenses that made Earth's peaceful reputation seem like a dark joke. Sir, Major Wong called out, we're detecting multiple fleet movements throughout the galaxy. Every major power is mobilizing. Of course they are, Volkov replied, his eyes fixed on the tactical display. They are afraid. As they should be. But fear isn't our goal. He opened a channel to all Earth forces. This is Strategic Commander Volkov. Phase 1 is complete. Prepare for diplomatic intervention. Ambassador Winters received the signal in the council chambers. The time had come for Earth to explain itself to the galaxy. But first, they would demonstrate why their peaceful nature had been a choice, not a weakness. Representatives of the Galactic Council, she began, her voice cutting through the chaos. Earth has revealed its true nature not out of aggression, but out of necessity. We have watched, we have waited, and we have prepared. Not for conquest, but for preservation. As she spoke, Earth's quantum sensors detected something massive approaching from deep space, something that validated every preparation, every secret they had kept. The ancient civilization's warnings were about to prove prophetic, and Earth's hidden strength would soon be tested for its true purpose. Volkov watched the long-range sensor data with growing concern. Contact Commander Nakamura, he ordered. Tell him to prepare the fleet. The Zephyrians were never the real threat. They just forced our hand before we were ready. The galaxy had thought they were watching Earth's greatest revelation. They had no idea that this was just the beginning. The Great Hall of the Galactic Council had never been so silent. Representatives from every known civilization sat in stunned attention as Earth's delegation prepared to reveal the full truth. The holographic displays showed real-time footage of Earth's transformed solar system, a fortress of technology so advanced it seemed to defy the laws of physics themselves. Ambassador Winters stood before them, but she was no longer playing the role of their humble diplomat. Behind her, Chief Engineer Kira Patel operated a quantum projector, preparing to share what they had learned from the ancient artifacts. For generations, you thought you knew Earth, Winters began, her voice carrying authority that made even the proudest warrior races pay attention. You saw what we wanted you to see, a peaceful world, more interested in meditation than military might. Today, you learn why. The quantum projector activated, filling the chamber with hyperrealistic images of an ancient civilization far more advanced than anything the galaxy had ever known. The assembled representatives gasped as they witnessed cities that spanned entire solar systems, ships that could traverse galaxies in moments, and weapons that could reshape reality itself. They were called the predecessors, Kira explained, her hands dancing through the holographic controls. They achieved heights of technology that we're only beginning to understand. But they didn't disappear by choice. They were running from something. Something that's about to return. In Earth's command center, Strategic Commander Volkov and Commander Nakamura watched as their quantum sensors detected massive disturbances at the edge of known space. Director Reinhard joined them, his face grave. Multiple quantum ruptures detected, Major Wong reported, her voice tense. Scale exceeds anything in our database. Whatever's coming through, it's bigger than anything we've ever seen. The holographic displays showed reality itself tearing apart as massive shapes emerged from the quantum void. They were living ships, if they could be called ships at all, vast organic constructs that seemed to exist in multiple dimensions simultaneously. The Devourers, Reinhard said quietly. Just as the predecessors warned. They don't just destroy civilizations, they consume them, absorb their technology, their knowledge, their very essence. In the council chamber, the revelation continued. The quantum projector showed the final days of the predecessor civilization, their desperate battle against entities that defied comprehension. The Devourers had nearly consumed their entire civilization, growing stronger with each world they absorbed. The predecessors made a choice, Kira explained, her voice carrying across the stunned chamber. Instead of fighting to the end and letting their technology be absorbed, they hid their most advanced weapons and knowledge across thousands of worlds. They chose Earth as their primary vault, not just because of our potential, but because of our capacity for deception. Ambassador Winters stepped forward again. We didn't build this technology, we inherited it. And with it came the responsibility to prepare for their return. That's why we maintained our facade of peace. The Devourers consume the strongest civilizations first, absorbing their military might. Our apparent weakness was our greatest defense. The chamber erupted in chaos as the quantum sensors detected the Devourers' approach. On every screen, the massive entities moved closer, their very presence distorting the fabric of space. In orbit, Commander Nakamura's fleet took up defensive positions. The Hyperion's quantum core pulsed with power as it prepared weapons that hadn't been used in millions of years. "All ships, execute Formation Omega," he commanded. "This is what we've been preparing for." Everything before was just practice. Across the galaxy, the various civilizations that had once looked down on Earth now turned to it for leadership. The Zephyrian Empire, humbled by their recent defeat, was the first to offer their full military support. Admiral Krasthul, his pride set aside, transmitted directly to Earth's command center. "We were wrong about your people. Tell us how we can help." Strategic Commander Volkov coordinated the combined fleet operations as ships from every major civilization joined Earth's forces. The quantum sensors showed the Devourers approaching from multiple vectors, their massive forms distorting local space-time. "This is why we waited," Volkov explained to the assembled fleet commanders. "This is why we hid our strength. The predecessors left us the tools to fight them, but we needed time to understand them, to prepare." In the ancient technology chamber beneath the Himalayas, Kira made a breakthrough that would change everything. The artifact wasn't just showing them weapons, it was showing them a weakness. The Devourers, for all their power, had a fundamental flaw in their quantum structure. "They exist in multiple dimensions," she explained to the gathered leaders, "but that's also their weakness. If we can force them to fully materialize in our dimension, they become vulnerable," Dr. Malhotra finished, understanding dawning in his eyes. The final battle for the galaxy began not with a bang, but with a subtle shift in reality. Earth's fleet, supported by ships from every known civilization, executed a strategy millions of years in the making. The quantum weapons they had inherited from the predecessors weren't designed to destroy the Devourers, they were designed to trap them. Commander Nakamura led the first attack run, the Hyperion's quantum lance firing not at the Devourers, but at the space around them. Reality itself began to twist and fold, forcing the massive entities to fully manifest in normal space. "All ships, execute attack pattern Prometheus," Volkov commanded. The combined fleet moved with perfect coordination, their weapons guided by Earth's quantum targeting systems. In the council chamber, the assembled representatives watched in awe as humanity revealed the full extent of their inherited power. The peaceful species they had dismissed for so long was now leading the galaxy's greatest battle. "We kept the peace," Ambassador Winters told them, "not because we were weak, but because we were guardians. The predecessors chose us for a reason. They saw in humanity something unique, the ability to wield ultimate power while understanding the wisdom of hiding it." The battle raged across multiple star systems as the Devourers fought against their forced manifestation. But for the first time in their ancient existence, they faced weapons designed specifically to counter them. The combined fleet, led by Earth's advanced ships, struck with precision and power that would have been impossible just days before. In the end, it wasn't just Earth's inherited technology that won the day, it was the unity they had forged in the face of extinction. Species that had been enemies for generations fought side by side, their ships coordinating with Earth's quantum network to seal the Devourers in artificial quantum singularities. As the last of the ancient threats was contained, a new era dawned for the galaxy. Earth emerged not as a conqueror, but as a protector. The technology they had hidden for so long would now be shared, but with wisdom gained from centuries of restraint. "We kept our peace," Commander Nakamura transmitted to the fleet as the battle ended, not out of fear, but out of responsibility. "And now, together, we forge a new path." In the decades that followed, the galaxy would remember this as the moment everything changed. Earth's deception was forgiven, understood as the necessary vigilance of a species entrusted with the galaxy's greatest secret. The peaceful planet that everyone had underestimated had become the cornerstone of a new galactic order, one founded not on military might, but on the wisdom to know when to use it. The ancient artifacts continued to reveal their secrets, but now Earth shared these discoveries openly with their allies. The age of deception was over, replaced by an era of unprecedented cooperation and advancement. As Ambassador Winters stood in the rebuilt council chamber years later, she reflected on how far they had come. The galaxy had learned that true strength lay not in the weapons one possessed, but in the wisdom to keep them sheathed until absolutely necessary. Earth's long vigilance had ended, but its role as guardian had just begun.